Hey chalk friends! Alright, today we are going to talk about paste consistency. A key to having your project turn out well is to have your paste be the right consistency. So these ones are brand new. Sometimes when you order your new paste, especially in the winter time, it'll come and it won't be the consistency that we like. And the best way to describe that is sour cream. So sometimes it'll freeze in the delivery truck or whatever. Depending on what your paste has for pigments in it, it could be more chalk, less chalk, and so sometimes they just dry out quicker. So we're looking for a sour cream consistency. Obviously, this one is not. You can see by me touching my finger in there that it is not. There's a simple fix for this. Alright, let's do that for you now. We're going to use distilled water. The reason they say distilled water is to ensure that we don't get extra impurities in there, just in case you don't use your paste for a while. You don't want anything growing in it. And I like to use the multi-tool because it gets right into the edges of the jar. It's designed to be that shape. You're just going to spray some in there and then we just get stirring. Give it a good stir. Well, this one's quite dry, so I'll probably have to add a little bit more water to that. Now sometimes you get all water happy and you add a little bit too much water and then it gets really runny. And if it's too runny, it'll run under your transfer image and you'll just get more leaks and it won't turn out quite as crisp. The simple fix if you add too much water is just leave the lid off for a little while and let it dry out. Alright, we're getting there. This is the fun part. Try not to spill it while I stir. You know from watching me craft, not making a mess is not my specialty. Alrighty, so we're starting to get a little bit more. This one was just delivered the other day and it was quite cold for a few days, so I guarantee that it froze while hanging out on the delivery truck there. Some people will take their paste if it's harder and put it right in a separate bowl. I don't bother with that. I just carefully stir, take my time stirring it. I love this spray bottle. Works well. So we're just going for that sour cream consistency look. Once you get them back to or at the right consistency, you generally don't have to mess with it too much aside from a touch bit of water added to it. Now if you're having one that's like this that's quite dry and taking a while, sometimes people will even stick it in the microwave for 10 seconds and then give it a stir, and that seems to make quite a difference. And I might do that just for the sake of time for showing you. Because this one was definitely a frozen one. And it's taking a lot of stirring. Oh, there it goes. We're getting to that close consistency. A little bit more water. This one has a lot of pigments in it too. The mauve color. What color is this one? Mauvelous. It does have a lot of pigment in it, so it definitely needs a stir up today. Your white you will find is often thicker as well, and that's just because it's all chalk with no pigments added, and so it dries a lot more often. You just squirt it with some water. There we go. You see that starting to stir into a nice sour creamy consistency. We're getting closer. I sure picked a good one to demo with today. It's not often that they need this much stirring or this much water added to them. I just want to make sure that I'm getting all that edge stirred in there so I don't have half a jar stirred. Oh, we're getting close. Starting to drip. A little more. And I've done pretty well with not splashing it all over the place. Alright, let's see. Oh. I like when it just very gently drips off my multi-tool. Not a fast run, but just a little bit of a drippy run. And we're getting pretty close to that. I think one more small squirt should do it. And then I'll see if I can hold it on an angle where you can see that drip come. Oh, that's looking much better now. Hard to believe that it was touched with my finger hard before. If I touched it now, I would be covered in paste. So this is the sour creamy consistency that you are going for. Oh, we're getting there. I like it just a touch bit more. I don't know. For some people that might be their perfect, but personally I like it just a little bit more. And what some people do is when they're done their project at the end of chalking is just hit a little squirt of water in there before you put the lid on, and then the next time you come back it'll have that extra moisture in it and you just need to give it a quick stir. Another good way to keep it from, there we go. Can we see that drip happening now? Now we're getting some good gooey dripping going on. Another good way to keep your pastes from drying out when you're not using them is to make sure that you keep the edges of your jar clean so that when you twist your lid on you're getting a tight seal, and that will really help with maintaining the proper moisture inside your jar. The nice thing about it is it's a quick and easy fix, even if you get it dried right out like this one was. There we go, a nice sour cream drippy look. Alright, whoops, look, I did all that, get to the very end and make a mess. Let's do one more, just because I want to show you. I'm going to just use my, I don't have a project to use with this one, so we'll get it all back in the jar. No point in keeping it on here. Usually I just do a project right away and then I use it right off of the multi-tool onto the project, but today I don't have that plan. Alright, so we will put the lid back on that, make sure my jar is clean, and there we go. So that is the consistency. Alright, let me give this guy a quick wash off and we'll use him for, let's do the Blue Jay. This is a new color for the 2020 winter spring. This is one of the En Vogue colors, so we're going to play with it. And it was also shipped in the same batch, so I have a feeling it might be a little bit stiffer as well. Oh, it's got a little more run to it. It's not too bad. So we'll see. If it's quite thick, I might do the magic of camera and do it. Oh, it's not bad actually. Do you see that? So this is generally how my pastes come. That other one definitely got a little bit colder, or had a little bit, couldn't handle the cold as well. This one is super close. It is not going to take a whole lot. And oh my gosh, is this a pretty color. You just want to be careful when you're stirring that you don't splash all over. Making sure to get it right off the edges so you're getting all that color, especially a nice rich color like this one, getting it right mixed in. I have never, so far, I haven't found that I've needed to do much. Ooh, this one's perfectly, look at that one go. I have not needed to do much with my inks. My inks seem to stay a nice consistency the whole time. So far I've only had to do getting the consistency proper on my chalk paste, which I think is pretty good for almost a year that I've been doing this. Quick and easy, that's how they are. So that was one that needed a fair amount of stirring. Doesn't take too long. And now that it's good, it'll be good to go. So I think what I'll do, because I don't plan to use this for a little while, give it a little shot of water and then put the lid on. And then I'll just have to do a quick stir and it will be ready to go. So there you go. That's how quick and easy it is to get your paste to a nice sour cream, perfect consistency for crafting. Happy chalking!